All right, so we're going to be doing a 1-point perspective room. I've already set up my paper. Again, make sure you see the video part 2 to set it up, get it square onto your tabletop. I have the corners taped. I went ahead and put a horizon line or eye level line right in the middle of the page. It doesn't have to be the exact middle. But for those of you who want to measure it out, you can do so. And also, I cut my page down again so you could see it better on my screen. But for you, you're using the whole 18 by 24 sheet of paper. So I have my horizon line, and then I put in my little vanishing point here in the middle, the little dot. Hopefully you can see that. Make it a little bit bigger. You don't want to make your own dot too big because sometimes it can mess with the lines. So the first thing I'm gonna do is maybe we'll build a sofa. So the easy way to do this is kind of start with, we'll start with an L shape, and I'm gonna do it over here. So that is the bottom of my sofa. And we'll say this is right up against a wall. So I'm also going to kind of bring the wall out. Let me see here. So that's where our wall is going to be. Okay, I'm drawing that kind of light. All right, so now I'm going to give a side to my couch. So I'm sorry, this is totally awkward. I'm trying to do it with the camera in front of my face, so. All right. Okay. So that is going to be the side of my sofa. I'm gonna take this back. This, so I'm making an L shape, and that's going to be the side of our sofa. So to make that go back in space, we're going to take all of these edges right here and take them all back to our vanishing point. Okay, so just like we did with our boxes that we were practicing with. So that's going to go back. They're all going back to the single point. That's going to go back. That's going to go back. Remember, you want to keep your pencil's very sharp for this because you want really nice, clean lines. Everything's going back to that same point. And now I'm going to figure out how deep I want my sofa. I'm going to take it to right about here. Okay. So that's where that's going to cut off. This line will go straight across to give me that back end right there. And this one will go up, and you might hear my son back there on his trombone. Okay, so then for the top on the other side, I'm just going to connect these two. Okay? So, and you can erase all that so you don't start getting too confused. All right, so there I've got my sofa. That's pretty simple shape. Some folks like to go in and get way more in depth. Some people really enjoy the perspective of this. Some people are confused by it, so take your time, figure out what end you're on. I'm going to give this sofa a couple of legs, and I'm kind of just eyeballing this. Let's see. So if I give the sofa some legs, all right. There. And there. And these legs have some depth. Also, let's see, would we see the legs on the other end? If I follow this back, and this will also give me my depth of my leg right there. And the other leg would be hidden by the couch, so I'm not gonna make marks on that. But this guy, just to give that leg some depth, we'll head back a little bit. Okay. All right, so my room has a sofa in it, and if I wanted to make cushions, I'll show you how to do that. When you want to find the middle of something, so I say here's the top half of, or top part of the sofa, and say I want to make 2 cushions out of that, and I want to break that into perfectly even sections. You go from corner to corner, you make an X. So I'm not going to the vanishing point on this one. I'm just going corner to corner inside the couch cushion. The middle of that X is where the cushions would be. All right, so that is proper perspective. Cushions. All right, so there's my sort of very basic sofa. Now, I will, you know what? I'm gonna put a rug in our room. And let's see, where do I wanna put this? So I'm gonna put a rug here. It's a big rug. Okay, so the corners of that rug are gonna go back to our vanishing point. Okay, and then to find the depth of the rug, I'm just going to sort of eyeball where I think it should go. So I've got a rug in our hand. Okay, I had to stop and sharpen my pencil again, so remember to keep them really sharp. Okay, so on top of my rug, I'm going to put a table, and I think I'll do it. Again, I'm just eyeballing all these, but if you really want to do some measurements, you are more than welcome to. So if the table is there, I'm going to say, let's say it's probably ending here. All right. So again, as you go, you might want to erase some of these lines so it doesn't get too confusing. And I'm going to give the table some depth. All right. And I'm going to give some legs to the table. All right. Let's see, I think probably see some of the interior of that leg. And maybe even this one. Just a little bit. Okay. So you want to give thickness to things to make them feel more dimensional. Kind of messed that line up. All right, so there's a table, rug, sofa, and on this side I'm gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna build a media cabinet. So I'm gonna make that back of the media cabinet. I'll take it above the horizon line, it's a tall one. I'll make that the back wall of the media cabinet. So I'm gonna draw it out. That's my wall coming across. And I think I'll make it that thick. Okay, so this will be the side of my media cabinet. So, again, all right, and let's see, the depth right there. Okay, now there's my media cabinet. And you can go in lighter and then go back and, you know, darken your lines when you're doing this. I'm going to give my media cabinet a couple shelves. Here too. Let's make it all right, so there's an opening. And then I could keep going. I could build a TV in there. You could build, I mean, books on the table. You could put windows in and shutters. So I just want you guys, this is like your sort of basic building blocks to a room. Just think of everything in cubes. And reach out to me if you need help along the way. I know perspective can get a little tricky.